Hey, it's the Empire. Don't forget to hit the like button, the subscribe button, and the bell icon for more videos. We taking over. Let's go, champ. Hit that like button, hit that subscribe button right now. Let's go.
Hey, it's the Empire, Geoboxing Empire, Baxter Boxing. Now, man, my boy Errol, the Truth Spence, was on recently, Barbershop Conversations, man, and he interviewed Errol, the Truth Spence, man, and he asked him about one of the biggest questions that was once upon a time the biggest fight in boxing. What fight is that? Keith One-Time Thurman versus Errol, the Truth Spence. That was the fight that everyone was clamoring for. He asked him, man, will we ever see a fight between the two of you guys? And, Errol Spence said, man, that ship has sailed. I'm not sure if that fight's going to happen. I don't see it happening, man. Basically, Errol Spence said that he's going to, after he, quote unquote, beats Pacquiao, he's going to get past Pacquiao and he wants a Terrence Crawford fight. And if that fight doesn't happen, he's going to move up and wait. That's exactly what Errol the Truth Spence said. And that being said, man, he's basically leaving Keith One-Time Thurman in the dust. Now, man, it's wild because the same position that Errol Spence is in right now, it was the same position that Keith One-Time Thurman was in when he was undefeated, right? He was, Keith One-Time Thurman beat Adanny Garcia, right? He beat Sean Porter. So at the time, Keith Thurman had the WBA title and the WBC title. He had both the titles, and he was fighting Pacquiao to unify the WBA title, because I think one had the super title and one had the regular title, right? And at the time, I Keith One-Time Thurman was inactive, so they stripped him from WBC. But he was a unified champion, on paper before he fought Pacquiao, right? So that being said, man, Keith One-Time Thurman, after he fought a close fight against Manny Pacquiao, which gave Pacquiao the split decision win, Keith One-Time Thurman, he changed his tune. A lot of people were saying he ducked Errol Spence Jr., and I do think that Keith One-Time Thurman did not want to fight Errol Spence. But understand this, it's more about the perception of boxing, and the reason why he didn't fight Pacquiao is the perception, the undefeated status of the Keith One-Time Thurman, right? You can't pass up Manny Pacquiao for Errol Spence Jr., but this is a double-edged sword, right? Keith One-Time Thurman will always get credit for fighting an elite fighter like Errol Spence Jr. if he would have did it at the time he was supposed to do it at, right? Because understand that Keith One-Time Thurman, why he was seen as the man, this is his peer, right? Errol Spence Jr. is his peer. Therefore, it's a legacy fight. It's more of an era. He's in his era fight, and this is a big, because this is like a Marvin Hagler Hearns type fight, right? Manny Pacquiao, he's been fighting for so long. The guy's like 42 years old, or he's in his 40s. So he's seen as a guy hanging on, still fighting these young elite fighters. So losing to Pacquiao, while you get paid a lot of money, you get more. I think that personally, you get more respect losing to Errol Spence Jr. than Manny Pacquiao, especially at this tender age of being in his 40s. But with all that being said, man, Keith One-Time Thurman did say he wants to fight Errol Spence Jr. now, and that leads me to believe that Keith One-Time Thurman always wanted to fight Errol Spence Jr. It's just the mentality of the boxing fan, the hardcore boxing fan, is that if you just take a L period, you're just not seen as marketable, right? And that being said, man, now that Keith Thurman took that O, he wants to fight everyone. And that, like I said, he was never really afraid of Errol Spence Jr. It was just that he didn't want to lose his undefeated record. But now that he lost it, he has nothing left to lose, right? And now he wants to fight whoever. So this is a good look for Keith One-Time Thurman, but at the same time, Keith Thurman, he's notorious for being extremely inactive, and ever since that Pacquiao fight, he still hasn't been in the ring. And understand this, Pacquiao is older than Keith Thurman, in his 40s, but he's fighting before Keith Thurman's going to be set to fight, which is a problem. How's an old man fighting before? How's an old guy in his 40s more active than Keith One-Time Thurman? Makes no sense. Keith Thurman, the problem with him is he's way too inactive. I prefer a guy fighting 3-4 bumps a year than just sitting there on a shelf for a year. People can only get so excited when you fight one time a year. That works when you're a superstar fighter. When you start taking these L's, you can't afford to be fighting once a year. It's not gonna work. So while KIETH Thurman is calling out these big names, he definitely needs to be active, and he needs to put himself back as an elite fighter. I think he should take on maybe a Virgil Ortiz, maybe a Jaron Boots Ennis, maybe even a Nigel Benn. Just go foreign, go to the UK and do something special. I don't know. This just to get your name out there, man, because KIETH Thurman, he definitely needs that buzz back in his name ever since I lost to Pacquiao, and he can do it, but he needs to stay active. He just needs to stay active. Anyway, man, let me know how you guys feel about it, though. Do you guys think that KIETH Thurman really wants the Errol Spence Jr. fight, or you think it's all smoke? Me, I think he wants to fight now. Nothing left to lose. Errol Spence Jr., will he take the fight? When KIETH Thurman was in the same position, he didn't want to take it, so we'll see, man. We'll see. Let me know how you guys feel about it, though. Like, comment, subscribe. This is the Empire. Geoboxing Empire. Peace. Geoboxing.